Love has one message: Neptune Retrograde, the dissolving of illusions. By Archeia Aurora. Website: www.lovehaswon.org. Neptune is a generational planet, so its orbit is much slower than others. For this reason, Neptune is retrograde approximately 40% of the time. Although Neptune retrograde may not feel as drastic as the quicker-moving planets like Mercury, Venus, or Mars, it serves a special purpose which draws everyone inward in order to face everything we have been running from. Transiting Neptune retrograde can internalize your fears and anxieties by stripping away the illusions, dreams and false realities that have clouded your vision. The destruction of your fantasy world will show those harsh realities you sought to avoid at some stage in the past. The further from the truth you have traveled, or the more extreme your methods of escape, the bigger the shock. The truth of your reality is often quite painful, as is often the case when addiction to drugs, alcohol, gambling or porn has been your escape. Weblink, astrologyking.com, Neptune Retrograde. Book your incredible astrology sessions to understand your energy signature, wounds, triggers, life purpose, and strengths, weaknesses, or receive a compatibility report to greater understand your closest relationship dynamics. Email: spiritualservices@lovehaswon.org. Neptune is the ruler of Pisces, and it represents spirituality, illusion, fantasy, anxieties, drug abuse, escapism, and internal transformation. There is an air of mystery around the planet Neptune because its energy is elusive and vague, as Pisces can be. When a planet is transiting its home sign, it makes the effects much more potent. Neptune has been in its home sign of Pisces since early 2012, which began our spiritual revolution. With Neptune here, we are guided to dive down deep into the waters of our own psyche. The flip side of Neptune being in Pisces is that there are two paths to be taken: the way of escapism, drug abuse, denial, and fantasy, or spiritual awakening, inner transformation and the dissolving of illusions. When Neptune is direct, its power is in full force, so the probability of getting caught up in fantasy and denial is much greater. It puts a veil over our eyes, helping us to escape from anxieties and unwanted realities. However, when Neptune retrogrades, its power is diluted and the veil of illusion is slowly pulled back. This forces us to face the reality we have been running from. The truth may not be easy to stomach, which is why we often numb ourselves to make it easy to swallow. While this does save us for a while, it makes us blind to where we are, allowing destructive behaviors and people in our lives. The rose-colored glasses must come off now. We are now reaching the point of no return in our spiritual evolution. All of the lies we tell ourselves will no longer work. There is no more running, no more hiding. As Neptune begins his retrograde tomorrow, June 18th, to November 24th, the illusions we have been immersed in are dissolving and exposing the harsh reality we have yet to face. Globally, this will expose all of the lies, manipulation, and illusions that have been fed to us. The truth can no longer be hidden. All of the coping mechanisms and addictive behaviors will no longer work. If we choose to stay on that path, the consequences will come swiftly. But, if we can tap into our higher consciousness, we can be guided to make the jump into our divine state. The good news is that during its retrograde, Neptune will be forming a grand water trine with Mercury in Cancer and Jupiter in Scorpio. This will allow us to more easily tap into our emotional and creative side. Have compassion for yourself with whatever comes up to face, and know that if you can flow with life rather than resisting, it will take you to a higher place than you've ever been. The transformation must start from within, before your external world will change. The negative side to Neptune retrograde is that we may see an increase in illness, drug abuse, overdose, and suicides, as many may not be able to face the truth. Have compassion for all as we move through this turbulent time. Focus on your inner journey and connect with your higher self. Avoid things and situations which drain your energy, and do not be afraid to make the necessary changes in your life. You may be forced to leave behind a toxic relationship, job, living situation, etc., that is no longer serving you. Spend more time in nature and around water. Salt baths or going into the ocean will be especially helpful at this time. This period of growth is essential to finding your inner truth, no matter how painful it is at first. We can no longer run from ourselves. Any negative belief systems should also be released at this time, as they create a barrier to true happiness. We often create false illusions of limitations that do not actually exist. Release all feelings of guilt, fear, anxiety, and worry, and open yourself up to all that is waiting for you on the other side of the veil, heaven. Archeia Aurora.